You know what? I'm a man.
That's cool.
I'm not acting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I know you're talking about me being vulnerable, and I guess I'm not a vulnerable ass. It's just what it is.
Melody Sh's divorce from Martell Holt was not only messy, but also agonizing and dominated reality TV, with courtroom custody battles and cheating scandals. Fans watched the entire affair on Love and Marriage Huntsville, and after everything, Melody took a step back and underwent some genuine healing, and began concentrating on her peace, her children, and her bag. She stated that she had to learn to love herself again following the storm, and part of that involved removing anything that didn't support her development. In the meantime, Martell has been making an effort to remain involved, from making headlines with other women to attempting to demonstrate that he is still involved in the children's lives. He has been struggling to maintain his role and relevance in life, but for once, things appear to be getting better. Co-parenting was getting better, and they were finally communicating like grown-ups. Melody was radiant, keeping her peace and avoiding the chaos. And just when it seemed like she had permanently closed the drama chapter, Harper appeared. Indeed, the internet is ablaze with rumors of a secret romance, co-parenting, and Martell crying over it. However, before we get into the man drama, let's talk about Mel's transformation, because she is not the same person she was in that marriage.
I hate that feeling. I hate that feeling, so I make sure that every second of my day counts.
According to a recent interview, Melody Shari didn't simply leave Martell after the divorce was finalized. Instead, she entered a completely new chapter. After everything she had to go through, Melody spoke up about what healing meant to her, saying, "It's been a lot of growth. I had to learn how to love myself again. I had to reintroduce myself to myself." That alone established the tone that there would be no more displaying power while breaking in silence. This time, it was about true tranquility. Melody clarified it that self-love wasn't just the trendy term, it was her way of life. She talked about how she spent months doing introspection, spending time alone, praying, journaling, and attending therapy. She said she wasn't going to allow herself to be emotionally exhausted any longer, meaning that it wasn't about getting even or proving a point, but rather about choosing herself, even if it meant starting over. The results are evident. Melody has been radiant in every way. It's easier to laugh. Her grin appears more sincere, and her social media posts feature inspirational sayings about calm times and gentle breezes. One important thing she mentioned was learning how to cut off chaos guilt-free, including friendships, energy, and especially anything connected to the old her. She said, "If it disrupts my peace, it's not welcome anymore." She has been spending more time with her kids, dropping music, running her businesses, and remaining booked and unbothered. Thus, when asked if she is dating or seeing someone, she typically responds with a composed smile and a general, "I'm good." She's protecting her peace and she's not in a hurry. But the truth is that peace doesn't equate to seclusion. Rather, it means standards, which leads us to what everyone has been talking about lately. So it was crucial for me to take a
Important for me to sit back and say, okay, who is Melody? What does she desire in life? Where does she want to go? And what's the roadmap to get there? So I took about 2 years to just really focus, I wasn't, oh, let me hurry up and go get with somebody and get married again or anything like that. I just really wanted to focus on my healing journey. Therapy, self-care, and some time alone definitely contributed highly to that.
Let's talk about Harper, who is an actor, best-selling author, Harvard Law graduate, and a Senate candidate in Michigan. He is also raising his adopted son alone. Hill has been managing life politics and raising Grace for a while, but it wasn't until recently that his name began to be associated with Melody. The Mimosas with Melody moment was a cute little. When pictures of the two smiling and chatting like old friends appeared at the brunch event where Hill made an unexpected appearance, people raised eyebrows. It wasn't anything crazy, but the atmosphere was definitely relaxed. Later, when the fundraiser for Hill's Senate campaign arrived, the Melody was prominently featured, supporting posing and posting. She wasn't just a plus one though, She was obviously showing support for Hill's political mission, and that raised even more eyebrows. More questions. Is this merely a business relationship, or is there something developing behind the scenes? Things took a turn for the worse when a picture of Hill at a charity event began going viral. It showed him standing close to Melody, grinning, with his arm around her, as if they had known each other for ages. When it was revealed that Melody's children were also present, people began to wonder if she was bringing her kids into the mix. Both of them have not confirmed anything, even in a public setting. Of course, Melody has been keeping things low-key as usual, and Hill has been quiet about their romance. But the public sightings, the chemistry in the pictures, and the way their energies seem to align are enough to keep the rumors going. People on the internet went crazy as soon as Melody and Hill Harper were spotted together a few times, especially after that affectionate photo from the charity event. Suddenly, the comment sections transformed into FBI headquarters, with everyone sharing theories, screenshots, and various perspectives. But here's the thing, really kept the rumors going. Melody said nothing, and as you are all aware, when a woman like Melody keeps quiet, the internet becomes more active. However, just when the rumors got out of control, Melody did what she rarely does. She went live, and she did not let anyone down. She addressed the Hill-Harper rumors, stated that Hill is a good friend and that they support one another. She also respects him as a father and public figure, but they don't have a romantic relationship, aren't dating, aren't engaged, and don't have a secret love story. Of love and admiration, said he's intelligent, responsible, and committed to changing things. You know what that does? It doesn't stop the rumors, it just gives them more depth. Then she turned to Martell, and to her surprise, she said their co-parenting has improved and they can now talk without ongoing drama. It was one of those times when Melody reminded people why she acts the way she does. She's not into clapping back every 5 seconds or dispelling every rumor, but when she did, she seemed truly at peace with that aspect of her life, while also making it obvious that peace does not equate to reconciliation. This live was her attempt to correct the record while allowing people to read between the lines. And yes, fans did read between the lines. She talks with intention.
Like, I'm that person, I feel like, if you come to reality TV, it is what it is. You got to take it, it is what it is. So, definitely receiving opinions, but I also, outside of backlash and opinions, I received a lot of support. I received a lot of love. A lot of people who have become prayer warriors, standing in the gap for me. So, living my truth out loud, I will say,
this is where things start to get a little messy behind the scenes. According to people who said they were close to Martell, he wasn't handling that Instagram live very well. It's not just the rumors involving Hill Harper. What really got to him was when Melody appeared genuinely content, at peace and unconcerned. People noticed that Martell's social media accounts became unusually quiet shortly after that. When Martell, who typically uses Instagram as a kind of digital journal, stayed silent during the live, admirers asked, "Is he good?" Seeing someone like Hill, a well-respected public figure without a troubled past connected to Melody, would have given some admirers who constantly monitor his behavior hope that he was now comprehending what he had lost, not just the relationship, but also the access, the image, and the role he formerly played in her life. Simply turned a switch for him. Others claim that although isn't the first time Martell has experienced this kind of moment, it may be the first time he has been unable to divert his attention with drama or deflect with shade. If he is truly sitting with his emotions, then yes, that can account for the abrupt retreat. There were even rumors from insiders behind the scenes that Martell was upset after the live. One source claimed that he was hurt not because of Hill, but rather because he realized how far. Although Martell has not confirmed any of this, the way he has been acting has undoubtedly drawn attention. Their lives have grown apart, and while Melody is thriving, glowing, and leveling up over here, he is stuck in damage control, trying to keep his name afloat in court cases and co-parenting headlines. All right, But let's take a moment to consider what would happen if the reports were accurate. The scenario has fans, so let's play it out. The vibe would be entirely different from anything we've seen from Melody in the past. We're talking about a relationship based on calm intention and mutual respect. Imagine Melody and Harper truly being a thing, not just professional acquaintances, but a full-on couple. Hill is a single dad, just like Melody is a single mom, so the idea of them co-parenting together or even blending families doesn't sound crazy. Even if it is only theoretical, supporters of Hill believe that his energy will bring something entirely different to Melody's world because of his background in education, activism, and leadership. Hill represents peace, maturity, and an entirely different level of manhood than what we witnessed in Melody's marriage. He is not about chaos, control, or competition. Instead, he moves with purpose. Compare that to Martell's history. Scandals involving cheating, public disputes, meltdowns on reality shows, and custody disputes. In contrast, some people perceive this as a power shift because for someone like Melody, who has experienced so much that safety counts, fans aren't just rooting for Hill because he's charming. They're rooting for him because he feels secure. By picking someone like Hill, Melody would be formally entering a new period in which she will no longer be performing. Defense, nevertheless, deciding on what she wants and that decision not resembling her history. Whether it is occurring or not, the discussion surrounding it reveals a lot about where people perceive Melody's development and what they hope for her future since, let's face it, Melody is concentrating on peacekeeping and defending herself rather than trying to prove anything to anyone, seeking approval, or attempting to incite jealousy in Martell. Energy and choosing carefully who has access to her space, which is a victory in and of itself. However, on the other hand, you've got whether they are friends or more than friends. Harper has never once attempted to take over the spotlight, even though people are really rooting for them. He has respectfully supported Melody in public and been there at significant events without taking up too much space. His energy speaks for itself. Fans of Presence have been hoping to see Mel for years, but do you guys believe that Melody and Hill are more than just friends? Or is Martell just dealing with his guilt? Please share your opinions in the comments below.